Hello and welcome to another How I Painted. Today I will be painting the Gloomhaven Inox Berserker. This is the female counterpart to the Inox Brute, and because of that I'm going to be painting her in very similar colors that I painted the Brute. I begin by making the skin mixture with a mixing medium, Trader Green, and Hammerfall Khaki. I've begun using the mixing medium because it helps the paint have a more even coverage, particularly my paints, which might be a little older, on the older side. I'm making this skin tone with more Hammerfall Khaki. I'm making the female Inox have slightly fairer skin. In retrospect, I would not have done the skin first because I want to do a dry brush over the fur. So I go back and do the second layer of skin after doing the fur. So I'm using Bloodstone for the fur. Getting that on the shins, around the skirt, and on just the front part of chest, or belly area, I suppose. After letting that dry, I'm using Bogren Brown, and I'm dry brushing it. I'm getting some on the brush and wiping most of it off, and then flicking it across the fur. This keeps the paint, it only applies it to the topmost ridges. It's very difficult for this not to be messy, so I'm getting some of this on the skin that I painted. And to remedy that, I'm going to go back and do the second layer of skin tone. Which is okay, I wanted to do that anyway to bring the vibrancy of the color up. Next I'm using Menoth White Base for all the bone parts. I'm also using some mixing medium, as this paint of mine is quite thick, a little blotchy without it. So I'm painting all the bone areas, on the knees, on the shoulders, on the chest, the bracers on the wrists, and I'm using this color as well for the horns. It seems to me this is going to require another coat, but I'll come back to that after it has dried. I'm using Hammerfall Khaki on the boots. Using Sickly Skin for the hair. Medium. Going back to do that second layer of Menoth Off-White on the bone areas. That's what it looks like after the second coat. I think the color is much more vibrant. I'm also doing another layer of sickly skin after it dries. Next I'm using Umbral Umber, dark brown, for the straps. The belt, there are also some thigh straps. There's a strap across the upper portion of her chest. There are some straps on her back. These aren't molded very well, but I infer them based on the straps that are to the side of her belly area coming off of the fur. I imagine those must wrap around. You can't simply disappear. So I follow them around to the back here and create my own end point for them. They're only going to go cover the belly area, and then above that I'm going to get my skin color, which I have on my palette, and paint that above this area that is a strap. Continuing to use the Umbral Umber on the hairbands. Also using it on what may be leather beneath these skulls on the shoulder. Also using Umbral Umber for the handles of the axes. I'm using Arcane Blue as a undercolor for the axe. On top of that I'm going to be putting a metallic silvery color. I'm testing it to see whether I think the blue is going to come through. While that dries, I'm using Kadar Red base on the spike there on the bottom of the axe, as well as on the plume on the top. I'm going to leave the plume red, but the red spike on the bottom, I'm going to be painting brass over that. And again, I'm painting the red there to see if it changes the color, if some of the red comes through the metallic that I put over it. I'm using pig iron, all paints from P3, over the arcane blue for the axe blade. I'm using brass balls for the spikes. Mine did not cover very well, so I'm definitely going to be doing another coat after it dries. I'm using Quicksilver on top of the pig iron. I'm attempting to flick on some lines, so it's kind of inconsistent, sharpened effect. Now I'm doing my second coat of brass color spikes. I did not get footage of it, but I highlighted the bones with Menoth White highlight. Now I'm using Sanguine base for the open mouth. Carefully getting that in there. And I'm using Morrow White for the eyes. Mixed a bit of Morrow White in with the skin tone. I'm doing a highlighting on the tops of the hands and on the forehead. And lastly, I'm using Iron Hull Gray for the base. The final step is to use Army Painter's Quick Shade Strong Tone. I don't have footage of that, but I put it on liberally and make sure it doesn't overpool in the crevices. After I let that dry for 2 full days, I use Tester's Dull Coat, or Clear Coat. Spray that on in some thin layers, and then we have our finished product. And that wraps up how I painted the Gloomhaven Inox Berserker. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, happy painting.